What up? It's your boy T-Bear in Reaction. There's Wrestling Wednesday. Somebody kick this video because I'm about to do a next video. This is from Wrestling Flashback. I wanted to try to get this out the way just in case I get some interruption. But I just want this out the way. Half because I hadn't, I had this already set to do it. The homie be the man of all wrongs Media Reserve, along with his boy homie Nasty Cut. Hope I said that right now because he said he updated his the channel if to put all the folks' names on him as dual name. Nasty Nux, Corey as well too, and because he's been following my reaction a little bit more faithfully now. What's up though? And this is gonna be an interesting one to check out. This is called gotta put it up now. Well, I'm gonna have it up on there because it's funny with this. Anyway, why does WWE feel so different today? And I have to say stuff like this as well too, though, how it's definitely different from the past to the future as well too. Well, for starters, stuff evolves anyway through the years, regardless of what it is, whether it's music, sports, TV, media, anything in general evolves through the years, regardless though. I mean, but 9 times out of 10, it could be, money's better right now. They got YouTube involved now, but sometimes the money get involved and sponsorship get involved. Sometimes they got to tone stuff down a little bit as well, too. The reason why I said it, because, back earlier, the Attitude Era, was dubbed as one of the best eras, along with the Ruthless Aggression Era, dubbed as pretty good as well, too. Because, wasn't no hold back, especially for the baby faces as well too. They didn't have to be cookie cutter; they could be edgy as well too. Nah, because like I said, a lot of folks' characters that you were seeing in real life or on like a movie, something that would be a bad guy, a villain, was more so the hero, the anti-hero, or the baby face, or the protagonist. Where sometimes folks like Kurt Angle character before the Alliance Angle, as well as the censors who's about being politically correct were the heels as well too. But nowadays, these days, and that's why, and they now you have these days that were the clean cut character is a babyface, while the villain is a heel though too. The only difference is with folks being more spoiled to the Attitude Era and Ruthless Aggression Era. A lot of folks not feeling the typical cookie cutter baby faces, and as well too, and as well as babyface being made as incompetent as well too, as most say. If you saw Ross's thoughts on the Trick Williams situation, he expressed that as well too. But anyway, and the heels you seem more relatable, or sometimes 10 or almost close to the characters in the characters in during the Attitude Ruthless Aggression Era that was babyface as well too. So yeah, as well as like I said, the money. There's all. Sometimes it's all about the business, but sometimes the business can hurt you sometimes. But let me hear what WWE Flashback had to say of why WWE feels so different than before as well too. And a lot of better training as well too, So, but other than that, let's keep going.
1, 2, is this on?
One thing you'll notice watching WWE nowadays compared to the past is how much the show has changed. For better or worse, there are many ways the product differs, of which we'll highlight today as we examine why WWE just feels different. The first difference we'll touch on is
the shows. Definitely.
WWE in the early 2000s were known for big pyro displays at the start of each broadcast. Raw, SmackDown, and pay-per-view events all had unique set designs that gave each show its own identity and feel. The removal of pyro for Raw and SmackDown events, and even pay-per-views for a time, meant the shows quite literally started with less of a bang.
Yep. Yeah, sorry with the crowd saying, no powers or nothing.
He also began to do away with event-tailored set designs after switching to HD in 2008. Soon, all shows would have the same stage setup. Gimmick pay-per-views were also introduced. This meant instead of using a stipulation as a blow-off to a rivalry, a gimmick match would simply be another match in a feud. Unlike before, when the likes of a Hell in a Cell match was only held if the storyline required it.
Hell in the Cell!
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, that's another good thing to point out as well too. Like a lot of times, gimmick matches was just a match for a certain pay per view, as well as instead of being their own pay per view. Like Extreme Will was Extreme match was a Extreme match in the pay per view. Now it's his own pay per view. Same with Money in the Bank. Same with Elimination Chamber as well too, and of course now and more importantly Hell in a Cell. So yeah, and quite a few others as well. TLC.
Hell in the Cell match. Oh my God! Hell in the Cell. Oh my God! Hell in a Cell.
Yup. I like how most of it is set towards Triple H. Yup. And again, that's Triple H again.
In a cell.
And he's saying it now.
Hell in the Cell.
Yo.
Hell in the Cell.
Again, Triple H and Sean.
Hell in a Cell.
Uh-huh.
Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah.
Hell in a Cell.
And Triple H again.
Hell in a Cell.
The gimmick pay-per-view format meant that stipulations like these would
That's right. I forgot they had a fatal forward pay-per-view at one point. I'm glad they got rid of that.
year no matter what, purely because it was on the event schedule. Thankfully, under Triple H's regime, the WWE have begun to slowly phase out certain gimmick premium live events.
Hell in the Cell, Money in the Bank, Elimination Chamber. Maybe those things should all go in.
Here's hoping show-specific sets make a comeback next. There's also been a noticeable shift when it comes to the fans in the arenas.
Yep. And this is where I tell you about this. So I said this before. I said this before in plenty of time. You know, the Attitude Era and mostly Ruthless Aggression era, a lot of the alignment terms were definitely more so crowd influence as well too. If the crowd was starting a bully or anything, they will listen to the crowd and make the turn as well, whether they cheer and boo for you as well too. Nowadays, it's like they barely don't get the hint, though. Sadly, half because they don't like the baby faces too boring, or they don't like the pushes they get in as well as for the vice versa, the heels being more interested in the baby face they got on wrestling against, though. So we have these bizarre world ass crowd when it comes to certain matches as well too is ridiculous. Now I'm saying it ain't just them. Well, then again, like I say, AEW, I can't say much as them anymore because as of lately, I've been noticing that I just come to realize that they're more so catered to the indie crowd that was anti-WWE and hated the morality that WWE tried to bring as well too. So they just want to cheer what the hell they want, and this is probably the same with the WWE crowd as well too, somewhat. But anyway, that's another story. Well, it kind of ties into this, but that's another story about AEW. But what I said tied to this is major fact though. Like a lot of turns were was more crowd influenced back then compared to now, where they try to not listen to the crowd because sometimes the crowd is not always right. But either way, let's see what flashback to say about this.
Attitude Era was famous for the sea of crowd signs that would dominate.
Oh, the crowd signs,
These
yes.
signs could get very
That's the
clear.
other thing.
Or-
Yo, God! It did go this way, Lord.
Depending on who you ask. But
Oh,
it was
what
always
the
a
hell?
sign of the times, you could say. Crowd
What
signs were
in the
original
world?
Social media.
Yeah.
Nowadays, signs are far less common. Fans instead do a lot of their talking online
Yup.
or by chanting.
Bautista, yep. But what the hell, yo? Like that's an attitude was a different time though. Some of them still crowd signs
Fans
was
were
one.
also a big part of the Attitude Era, where they were unsurprisingly
Yup.
X-rated.
Roll up, fatty, for this
Say, Pepper ain't easy.
You are now and will forever be an
Asshole.
asshole.
Yup, rock bottom. Yup.
What's the matter with you people?
What's the matter? What's the matter, you people?
Race to me, or you won't get a future XFL franchise. You're excited, or at least you think you are.
Shut up, I'm talking. Asshole. And they did it recently with Austin Theory.
Do you hear what they're calling you?
Yup. Now this time it's up towards Triple H. Yup. That was
Well,
this.
how good you hear
Yup.
this, but you get about 15,000 people calling you an ass.
Somebody one day gotta say, I don't know you hard. I don't know you hard here was mission that how many people are booing Dom. And, you know, kind of mission it. I think Sam kind of mentioned it, like or Cody. One of them, I don't know. Sam and Cody mentioned that I can't hear. I don't know if you can hear anything. They just with the boos or something like that. Somebody got called on Dom getting booed like crazy.
Sounds to the great one that there's 15,000 Rock fans calling you a slut.
Huh?
Don't talk about Corey like that.
Oh! Yup. Oh, the crowd was ruthless. They kind of ruthless now, but it was really ruthless during the Attitude Era. I still gotta watch the ECW champ. I hope if I finally get some time, keep pushing it back because more videos I want to get out of the way. But I gotta do that ECW champ one, man. Oh, you know they was ruthless. Oh yeah, Shane's a pussy. I remember that. Oh.
The hijacking of the shows was less
Yup.
frequent back in the day, however. If the fans did overshadow a match or segment, it was usually because their chants were specific to the show or wrestlers involved. Modern fans have been seen hijacking matches by completely ignoring the action in the
Unfortunately.
ring, a practice that has drawn influence from fans on social media.
Yeah.
I think they're chanting, "We want Lesnar."
John Cena thrives under these situations. And I do like the gameplay. I don't like you getting sucked in or the rest of us.
Now Lesnar delivering the straight right-handed blow. This thing. He's done everything he can, everything in his ability.
It's not even near time yet.
Social media or not, listening to the fans has always been paramount in wrestling.
True.
It's something people have lauded Vince McMahon for doing in the past and heavily criticized him for not doing in the modern era.
Yeah, exactly what I said. He didn't listen. He listened to the crowd on the Attitude with Ruthless Aggression era. You know, like I said, most of the terms were crowd influence, but nowadays he doesn't listen. Like, I mean,
No matter what the fans want, the buck always stops with Vince.
See, I don't ask my audience what they want. I tell them what they want, and then they like it. I don't listen
Psych.
to anybody except me.
no shit.
You could also argue that fans simply
No shit. But anyway, that's another story. You know what I'm saying? What was I about to say? Yeah, something. And his words that a lot of his ideas, like Vince, like do some things like do shit to perfectly piss off fans. I got word of that, so I'm not surprised. I've told you, I feel like he's a heel. He's a heel. He's the true heel fiend. It's something I used to call folks in the group I was in that because a lot of folks kept wanting Bobby Roode's current heel, or they was too happy for a heel turn more than a face turn. I was like, it felt like it was like fiending for a heel turn for almost everybody. Like for a minute, I thought it was like one of our whole wrestling roster for heels the way they was acting. Well, that's another story. But anyway, let's keep going. Speaking of stories.
had more to shout about in the past, and how could they not, given the storyline and amount of star power featured on television every week. Raw and SmackDown was drama-filled, cliffhanger-style crash TV. It was appointment viewing that you couldn't afford to miss even one show.
It ain't a race thing, it ain't a car thing, it's a me kicking your ass thing, and can't nobody stop.
Where to, Stephanie?
Go to hell.
Go to hell.
And how many times did we consummate the marriage?
All right, Triple H.
Yup.
Come on out, you rapist.
That's the thing, yo. It was thinking about it for a good while before they whole splitting the brand thing. It was like storylines was continuation through both shows. It was good, man. I mean, nowadays with the brand split and everything, it's not as. I mean, I get it's like it's a pro and a con with that. Pro, you get people with more time, more leverage to get their own storyline going as well too. I think they still kind of did it back then as well too with certain wrestlers, but still, it's like definite now as well too. But also is in the meantime, it's like it's not enough time. Or we gotta wait a whole 3 days till the next a whole week.
And then you die.
You gotta wait a whole week to find out what's next. Oh yeah.
Okay, well, I'll see you later.
Yup.
What the hell is
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
Good God almighty.
Oh, of course. I know you're gonna show it.
Oh my God.
Now you know.
Oh yeah.
You dumb son of a
They should have said I did it for Rob, but yup.
bitch.
What? Triple H? Oh yeah. Yeah.
I see you
Oh.
for what you truly are.
That, for those of you who did not know, remember when he was all talking about her about the Grand Canyon thing? It started from here with this. Not that part right there. It started from this.
I see you for what you truly are. A no good lying bitch.
After the Attitude Era ended,
So yeah, if you didn't know, she lied about being pregnant. I forgot what reason. She lied about being pregnant. Triple H found out that was like that literally that day. She lied about being pregnant or something like that because he's about to be done with her or something because she was tripping. Because this is like fresh off of his newly face turn as he returned for injury and everything, and that's how that whole little feud started. It was that whole segment was lovely.
the WWE returned with compelling television as the Ruthless Aggression Era was upon us.
Yup. Yeah. Always. Always a classic right there, man. Woo!
Adam, you've been married and divorced multiple times before you were 30 years old. I think.
All right, we hear his name is Adam now, because you know that's what he's going by on AEW, his real name.
That speaks volumes right there.
I think it speaks
Mistake?
volumes that
Oh,
you have
yeah.
one serious relationship by the time.
Woo! This is when they was really trying to push down a little using real life shit in this, man. Between that and then, like, I don't know who. I always say I don't know who was worse, their little thing or the current angle, the Karen Angle Jarrett shit in Impact Wrestling.
I'm your 30.
Oh yep, yup. The build up for that was pretty
These
awesome.
days, any big event that occurs on WWE is immediately plastered all over social media.
Let me go ahead and tell you.
Shut your bitch ass.
Plus, with prominence of DVRs and online pirating, there's less of an onus to tune in live. That and the fact that the angles and product aren't as compelling, except for a select few storylines. For example,
That's
the
the
story
thing.
of the Bloodline took the wrestling world by storm in the 2020s, proving how successful layered storytelling can be in pro wrestling.
I don't give a damn what the Tribal Chief say.
That was the only thing. But for like I told you, at first it seemed a little one side, so you know, it only was for mainly the heel fans, the little fans that don't care about alignment. They was invested with it. I was like, get it over it. But then when they start slowly sprinkling the Bay faces in there with Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens back in the mix, turning Sammy Bayface, and then Jay, it started getting way more and more interesting, man. So yeah. Before a lot of these storylines were like one-sided. That's the only thing.
Get out of my ring.
Whoop! Yeah. So, yeah. You did all that, and now where we at, Jimmy? About that. Yeah, did all that, now where we at? Now I'm out too. Bam! But let's keep going. Oh, cool. Thank you, God, for not continuing with Jimmy dumbass crawling his way back to Bloodline after he just did that.
Since the late 2000s. The late 90s and early 2000s were not only filled with engaging storylines that kept fans tuning in, but they were also jam-packed with action.
Yes.
The Attitude Era is famous for the fast-paced, all-go main event matches.
Yup. Yup. Oh yeah, this match. Woo! Woo! Rewatching that match right there, man. Mick Foley took some hits for real. Of course. Yes. Yup. Oh yeah. His feud with Triple H was lovely. Oh, his feud with Triple H is so lovely.
In the year 2000, these bouts were complemented in the mid-card by thrilling tag team encounters, technical
Exactly.
clinics, and hardcore madness that could end up absolutely anywhere.
Oh yeah, remember the 24/7 rule. He took the belt from Pat, I think.
The match quality only got better during the Ruthless Aggression.
Yes.
The technicians became main of.
That is fact. That's why I say one thing I will give the Ruthless Aggressors, well, their quality of wrestling got way better. Like Attitude was good for the edginess. It was too much edginess more than in ring match quality. Ruthless Aggression beat them on that. I would say that for sure.
Eventers, but you still had your stars. Meanwhile, the women's and cruiserweight divisions also put in strong work between the ropes.
Yup.
Today, the standard of match and work rate is still incredibly high, but unlike the buffet style we were treated to before, matches largely feel the same. You'll see similar spots and moves in both the opening contest and main event.
Rollins with a suicide dive, like a jump.
Efforts to vary the show, such as the introduction of 205 Live and the 24/7 title, failed due to a lack of creative investment. Past eras also, in many ways, set an unattainable standard, especially when we look back at some of the big spots that were performed in match types such as Hell in a Cell and TLC.
Yup. There we go.
On the other side, there's... That's it, he's dead.
Yup.
Oh, my God! Oh, what a sadistic thing!
Yup. True. Oh yeah. What the hell? Oh yeah. TLC Masters. I jokingly said that I wonder if Bubba Ray and Devon got one more match in them. Because Edge and Christian and the Hardys are in AEW now, so I'm just saying. I mean, they probably can't do too much for a TLC match. I mean, I make a dream, but I doubt it. But still, it'd be a nice little At least the interaction would be cool with me. But yes. Oh yeah, that's.
We mentioned the star power already, which we'll now explore in more detail. The Attitude Era had several generational talents on the roster, all at the same time. The Rock and Austin were like A1 and A2. Meanwhile, Triple H was the top heel, with Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho on the ascend, not to mention veterans like Mick Foley and The Undertaker. Following the Attitude Era, WWE needed new stars to lead the company, and much like the Attitude Era had numerous legendary talents all working at once, the Ruthless Aggression Era saw the dawn of 4 more all-time greats who made up the iconic OVW class from 2002.
OVW4
standpoint, becoming the face of the company and staying on top for over a decade uninterrupted.
Thank you.
Yo.
In comes Mickey Henson. 2 new champions. No. He hit the spear. He hit the spear. Into the spear. Cover. 2. No.
Yup. Nope. Yup.
The arm over. Will it be? No. Oh, no.
Looking to retain the title.
Oh, no.
Here's the cover. Hook to the leg. He delivered. She knows it.
Nope.
The cover. He doesn't even do it. Cena kicks out. And Big Show. This one's
Sure.
See you later, Cena.
Sure. Oh, sure. He stopped. Here we go.
It led to much fan frustration, as well as a downturn in business and the product itself.
Yeah, unfortunately.
WWE heavily relied on Cena at the cost of creating other stars who could match up to John.
A lot of the reason the reactions are the way they are is for quite a few years, WWE didn't step up to the plate and correctly provide new main event
Facts.
That was until Roman Reigns began to be groomed as the next face of WWE. Attempts to repeat the Cena formula failed, which led to some bad years creative-wise.
Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? I roll with him, but the fans were feeling it. Some fans were feeling it.
It was not easy to say. Little old Roman, he climbed that beanstalk. And would you like to know what he found? You think I did damage last year?
The lack of star power in the Reigns and later Cena years led to a reliance on part-time past stars.
Yup. Yeah.
Turn back the clock. Goldberg
Goldberg is back.
It's why Brock Lesnar held the world title for what seemed like years on end. Roman
Man, for real. You know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. We unfortunately got that hostage situation with Brock with the title.
Reigns' multiple year-long title reigns seemed to break the trend of part-timers as champions, as Roman was finally at the level where he could carry the company like Cena did. However, it once again showed the over-reliance on one main star. On top of the tremendous star power we previously saw in the main event, the rest of the card was filled out with a strong roster.
Yeah, that's the thing about the Attitude Era, though, especially Attitude Era. And the Ruthless Wrestler. The roster was pretty strong. Like he said, remember he said how the Cruiserweight division, the Women's division, the mid-card division, the tag division was heavy right now. Not as much now. I mean, the women is somewhat pretty good, but, you know, we can't, the Cruiserweights kind of dwindled down. Now, I mean, they had 205 Live. It was good for the men, then it fell. And then tag division, it's reason why that tag, reason why the title has been split up, because, you know, we don't have the main tag team that was split brand. I mean, we could like work out and bring some guys from NXT out, but that's the thing with that. So yeah, the roster was stronger back then than now. I'll say that.
So many unique talents that offered something different. We spoke about their skill between the ropes already, but on top of that, the wrestlers benefited from good creative, as it felt like everyone on the card had a purpose and a role to play on the show. The mid-card storylines were given time to play out, leading to some brilliant television. Unlike in the modern era, where it feels like many wrestlers are just making up the numbers.
This is a different group of guys. You know, they're not as ambitious. I just don't think they necessarily want to reach for that brass ring.
Add to that the contrast in the in-ring.
Then do something about it.
Style, and you have quite a different product.
Today it feels like it's more of a you do your stuff, I'll do my stuff, just one move after another move, and nobody's selling anything. It doesn't mean anything. If it doesn't mean anything, then why are you doing it?
In today's current system, I might see 1, 2, or 3 that will kick, scratch, and claw to get to the top of that ladder.
The one thing that this roster has over the Attitude Era is that this roster probably can play video games better.
Shit. Damn. That's come from JR. Oh my God. That's coming from JR right there. That's bad. And who said that? Like, a lot of folks these days. I forgot who said that. I think it was actually Hogan said something like, a lot of the wrestlers nowadays look like they can work at a grocery store or some shit like that. I think it was Hogan that said that.
The product has changed so much. It's kind of soft. There's too much pretty, not enough substance.
A lot of the difference in the show comes down to the change to a more family-friendly PG product. Previous eras were built on edginess and pushing the envelope, from the violence the portrayal of women to the colorful language. It was what helped catapult the WWF into the mainstream, with TV ratings that helped defeat and see off WCW in the Monday Night War. As competition helped to breathe innovation, the lack of competition coincided with a drop in ratings and overall product interest. This continued year on year, as the show itself continued to get worse and longer, topped off by the move to TV PG.
Baloney, fudge, and mustard! My life is being ruined by the internet!
I'm going to win the whole fudging thing. It's a PG show. It's the best I could do. Most of our viewers are around that age.
However, today, AEW's competition has forced the WWE to improve under the leadership of Triple H, and we may be starting to see some of the glory years come back, especially as pay-per-view shows.
I said this, and y'all remember I said this. We are getting a resurgence of baby faces as well too. You know what I mean? But let's keep going.
In a variety of different cities, such as Puerto Rico and London.
Oh yeah, the fact and that's right. The fact they're getting a lot of international buzz and pay-per-view too. That says a lot too.
Phenomenal atmosphere.
Roman clearly irritated.
Yup.
And now Roman's gonna pout.
They're treating Roman as the heel he's supposed to be treated as.
Only hope that it continues. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out a similar video on.
Yeah, but that video you watch my reaction, then you'll see why. But yes, what he said right there is mad true. We are getting a lot of research, and like I said, especially with the babyface, I told you, we getting more babyfaces that are more relatable. They're seeming a little edgy as well too, not too cookie cutter, but still even like some of the cookie cutters like the typical babyface Cody Rhodes are fitting well. And he's not like he's becoming stale or anything. He's making this still fresh. Even he has the same stick, but he's still getting it fresh in a way. And of course, you got the compelling baby faces like LA Knight, who's like the poster child. Like Labby said, he's like Miz called him an Attitude Era cosplay. That's a compliment. Cause we need a babyface like that. Now I mean to put babyfaces back on the map. You got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens doing their thing. Jay's killing it right now as a babyface as well too. Unfortunately, the one that people picks I had from NXT is not doing well because she got booed recently on this recent episode of NXT. That's Roxanne Perez. I thought lady wise she was representing, but fortunately they got tired of that kind of babyface with her. So I can't say that. But seriously, like, but I can say possibly Gigi Golden can get in her place. If Theo Hell is still going to be a face with his new character, I can say her as well too. But other than that, like I said, it's definitely different. You know what I mean, some part of it is evolution. Part of it is with censorship going on nowadays. That's that censorship, but because stuff more edgier than that back then than now, because you got a lot of sponsorship, censorship, the cancel culture is that as well too. That a lot stuff will not fly nowadays that used to fly back then. Yeah, so you have a lot of that going on. But other than that, this was a cool video. Shout out to Be The Man for recommending this. How Harry did it. I'm still giving him a shout out for recommending this though. But other than that, it's your boy T-Bear signing off. Let me make sure the sound went up. If not, I'm gonna be doing a lot of extra editing. Hopefully that's soon. Cool. All right, it's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.